How's it going, guys? So today we have a crew coming out with a drag line set up. They're going to be pumping the manure out of our pit under our freestall barn. This will be the third year doing it this way, late in the fall. It's early December now. I'm just walking around the barn, opening up all the curtains, just so we have as much fresh air as possible in the building. We haven't closed up too much of the barn yet this fall. Once it gets really bitter cold and stuff starts freezing up, that's when we want to close the curtains and keep the wind out. It's been in the mid-20s in the mornings lately here, so a little chilly. We had some wind last week, that's why we closed up that one curtain, but overall the barn's still open. So this whole barn has an 8-foot pit underneath it. There's slatted floors, so all the manure just falls down through. It's pretty handy because there's no scraping manure. Automatically stays fairly clean, but there's some downsides to it. One of those is just a little bit of a concern of gases when you're stirring it up and pumping it out. Just having the curtains all open, everything opened up like this, keeps fresh air rolling through. A little bit of a breeze today, so that's good. Cows are up a little bit more right now because we're hoof trimming this morning. We just sorted a bunch of cows out. So if you take a look at these floors, we got foam starting to push its way up through the slats. The pit goes under the center lane of the barn as well. And you can see it's right up to the bottom of the slats there. We wanted to wait as long as we could this fall to pump it out because we want to be able to go as far into the spring as possible before we have to haul manure. I'm gonna put some cows back in their group from the hoof trimmer, and we'll wait for these drag line guys to show up. There you go. Cow had a bit of a sore foot. He has her wrapped. I think she had a hairy wart. Trimming about 30 cows today. So last month when the trimmer was here, I was talking about some ideas we had to change the way we're trimming cows or how often we trim cows. We decided for now not to do the group trimming. Instead, what we're doing is we're trimming them all right before they dry off, but we're also trimming them between 90 and 120 days in milk. So they'll get trimmed twice a lactation now. Seems like from what people are saying, that's pretty standard, at least twice a lactation to trim them. We're hoping we can prevent some sore feet by staying ahead of them and just doing maintenance trims. Someone commented last month we should keep our pre-fresh cows in our holding area of the parlor instead of mixing them with the special needs cows. Tried that today, that's working out pretty well. It's kind of nice. We're not gonna have to sort them out at the end. We have a rubber floor in here, so it's pretty comfortable. They just showed up. They're gonna start laying the hose out. Takes a little bit of time to set up, but once they have all the hose out and can start pumping, it's pretty efficient. So we're gonna use the 7220 for the manure pump out of the pit. I gotta change the shaft to 1000 RPM. So we got a pump that's gonna drop into the pit, pull the manure out of the pit, and then it's gonna run into this pump. It's got some serious power. And then they have that, it's an air compressor to clear the line out, blow air through it when they're gonna roll the hose up again. We're gonna run this dribble bar setup, so it's just gonna lay it out in lines. And we're not injecting it into the ground, but not spreading it either. They're gonna have to help me drop that in then. We're starting out across the road. They're gonna take the hose from the barn down to the bottom end of our farm, there's a pipe that goes under the road for drain water. They're gonna push through that. This equipment is built by Hoover Ag, and this is actually their setup. They do some custom work, and they also build all this equipment. Got the thing agitating a little bit, and they're soon gonna hook up and start pumping. Got the front alley cleaned up. Now I'm gonna run the pre-fresh cows back to their pen. We've always mixed them together with these cows, but they would all get riled up, and then you had to sort them out at the end. So it's nice these cows were more chill this time, laying down, a lot of them. And these cows were just standing in the holding area in the rubber. I kind of like to stay back from all this stuff because there's a lot of pressure in those hoses. Kind of scares me a little bit. And they got the hose running. It's about a mile long or so until they get down the field and around under the road. They are finished up at the farm across the road. They're just clearing the line out now so they can switch to this side. It's 8:30 in the evening now. First we're pumping out of that pit. They got the whole pit down to half, and then there's 3 sections in the freeze stalls from halfway down. So they got that emptied out. The far one's empty. They're on to the last one now, just getting started with that. So about 180,000 gallons or so left, and they'll be finished. Well, I just learned not to take my drone up at night. I got out there, was filming a little bit. I could not tell which direction was home. Had to run out in the field and get it, so we'll not do that again. Hey guys, so it's the next morning. They got finished up last night. I'm not sure what time. I'm assuming they didn't want to have everything sitting out overnight because it's down about 20 degrees right now. Could freeze some stuff up, but they got the whole pit empty. I'm not sure that they got quite all of it covered, but most of it. Looks like they didn't put any right here. Just gonna walk out and see how far across this field they got. It works out nice to drag line it because plant our spring forage right away after harvest. We don't have to worry about getting manure on and then come in later and put manure down. And they were using the drop tube, so it kind of falls around the plants and doesn't just cover it over like the spreader would if it's just spreading it across. I think it's better for the soil. We're not running the big tankers over, don't have to worry about compaction. Spreading it this late in the fall, we're gonna keep all those nutrients. They're not gonna be evaporating. This cold weather kind of protects it. Here we made it out to the edge where they stopped. You're just running these lines across. It doesn't cover over the plants too much. Everything's froze up right now, but we'll get some rain in the next few weeks hopefully and kind of wash that down in fully. They were putting it on at 6,000 gallons to the acre, and they spread the whole home farm across here. Kind of seems to work out nice to do it this way in the fall, and then in the spring we just use the tanker guys. They'll spread on the fields that are going to get the corn. It's one nice thing about getting custom guys in to do the hauling. We can do some drag lining, do some tanking, whatever we want to do, different times of the year. That's going to be it for this video. It's a little bit of a shorter one. We have a dairy meeting today with our nutritionist, so we'll have some speakers and lunch and whatever, so not going to be working too much today. They got a lot of this covered across that field. There's just about maybe 10 acres they didn't cover right around the buildings. Okay, have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching.